Hello and welcome to VChess. My name is Naiditsch, I'm a chess grandmaster, and today we will be playing rapid games on chess.com. So I will be commenting on openings, middle games, endings, everything. Let's go with our first game. Let's see who will be our opponent. I'm usually playing against random opponents, so we are not choosing against who we are playing. Like this is usually fair. Okay, first game, we are with the white pieces. Let's start today evening stream with a move e4. And today, first to say hello to us is Cheers. Welcome, Cheers. Second in the chat is Regent and Bean number 3. Then I see also Ernesto in the chat. Welcome, everyone. So, Sunday evening here for me in Dubai. Everything is calm, everything is nice. I hope you had a great Sunday so far. So, let's make the Sunday even a little bit better with some exciting games, so we have some fun here. At the moment we see the Philidor. This opening is called the Philidor. Let's go with the move knight on e2 and g3. Usually the bishop is going to g2 here, so this is what we do. Bishop is doing well on g2, short castle, so a very calm play here. And usually black wants to play the move b5, that's why we play the move a4. We have the center, so black is a little bit squeezed. We go with the move h3. This is going to be very useful because we would like to put the bishop to e3. I see in the chat also with us Avocado. Welcome Avocado. When I'm going to Hong Kong, it's gonna be on Wednesday. Okay, welcome everyone. Queen on c7. Maybe our opponent is waiting for the move f4, but I don't know why is f4 so bad. Of course, we can go first with moves like bishop e3, queen on d2. This would be also typical. On the other hand, to push f4 is looking tempting, so maybe let's try with the move f4 quickly. I don't see any kind of threats. Maybe there is an idea for black, so theoretically it's more cautious to put the bishop on e3 first and then queen on d2, because this can never be a bad play. On the other hand, maybe we can save on these moves in case we have the idea of f5, g4, etc. So we push a little bit in the center, and we hope that maybe we can make some pressure and potentially save on bishop on e3. Oh, I see somebody is... What is that in the chat? This is terrible. What is there? Okay. To write same thing 15 times or 20 times, so there is something seriously wrong with the guy. So yeah. Okay, so let's clean the chat. Let's clean the chat a little bit, because some kids are writing same thing for 15-20 times. Now the kids are gone, so the chat will be more clean. Rook on e8. What is the idea of that? I'm not sure. Maybe just bishop f8 could be the idea for black, so very calm play. Normally we would like to put the king on h2, also quite a calm play, preparing somewhere g4. Maybe we can go the move g4 immediately, so let's try. So we have this kind of pawn wall here. Our opponent takes instantly on f4. Not sure if this is a good play, a little bit unusual. We have the bishop f4 idea, we have the knight f4 idea. I think with a bishop to take is looking quite nice, because we saved the tempo. We didn't play the move bishop e3, we played immediately bishop takes f4. So yeah, knight on f8, the knight is getting to g6. This is also normal. We have this g5 play somewhere, we have the e5 play. Many nice options here for white, but still the position of black is pretty safe, so I don't think I'm capable of winning something like this fast. It is not working, but maybe we can win some space. But then there's knight e6 somewhere, so the knight goes back, and we have to see what we do next. That's why maybe I'm gonna play first queen on d2. It's gonna be a very useful play in most of the cases because we're connecting the rooks. And then we see if our guy is gonna play the move knight on g6, maybe knight on e6. We're squeezing black, or at least we try to squeeze black step by step. Knight on g6, attacking the bishop. This is normal, so now we can go to g3, I think. Also bishop e3 is a good play, so just the bishop here is doing well. It would be a little bit pity to put the bishop somewhere else. Bishop on g3 is doing well. Next, we should bring the rook here into the game, and maybe we should put the king on h1 just to be safe. Black has not so many moves to improve the position here, so we try to squeeze. We try to squeeze the opponent, and yeah, let's see how it goes. I see also Hadi in the chat. Good evening to Hadi. Our opponent is taking the time to think what to play next, and yes, this is making sense because not easy. What could be the idea for black? Because we always should think for both bishop here. I don't know what is the idea, so maybe just king h1. Just a waiting move. I still have time for some pushes later, but first I would like to put my pieces as good as possible before I go for the final action, and maybe actually our opponent is going to be impatient, and in case our opponent is impatient, then we will be probably doing something quicker. So bishop c4, let's go b3 just to ask, do you want to take on f2, on e2? And let's see. Sometimes the best strategy is just to be patient. We have the center, so bishop just goes back. What is this? It is just a present of a tempo, so maybe rook on f2, followed by the move rook on f1. Why not? We're bringing our last pieces to good positions, so rook f1. Now, theoretically, some pressure. Our guy is very patient, so we have to do something because now we moved, and we couldn't achieve much. Maybe there is some kind of d5 idea, but it doesn't look like there's d5 ideas. So what can we do here? To sacrifice is a bit too early. To play d5, this is possible, but I don't like it so much because it feels like still a bit too early for that. To transport the knight to e3 would be great, but then there is this move d5. So we have to be very patient here. This d5 idea could be dangerous. We have to be aware of that. We should not let this happen. Maybe somewhere g5 idea and h4 is possible, but how to make it happen? How to make this move happen? Maybe knight goes to g3. This could be a great idea, but how to get it there? Not so easy, not so easy. We're, of course, doing better, but we have to find this kind of final blow to the black's position, and for the moment I don't see it. So maybe let's play something solid. I don't know. Some solid play, maybe put the queen here. I don't know if this is actually helping me, but maybe. Let's go with the move queen on e3. I'm not sure if this helps, but just a solid play. Let's see. We're waiting for our chance, so usually chance is going to come, just we have to be patient. We have to be aware of this d5 push, not to allow it. And ourselves, we would like to play the move g5 in the right moment. Maybe next is gonna be the right moment. Not sure, because there's always this knight on h5, so we have to be aware of that. Alright. In case you have some questions, ask them in the chat. If I see a question, I will be answering it. If I don't see a question, we have great chat, so we have very friendly people here in the chat. They will be able to help you. h5. Maybe I can sacrifice now the exchange. Now it's funny to sacrifice the exchange, so let's go for it, because it is just a funny play. I don't know if this is a good play or a bad play, but it is an interesting play. We've been patient enough, I think, to provoke something like h5. Usually the idea is don't play where you are weaker. So for our opponent, it would be better to be patient in most of the cases. Now the position is opening a little bit, and I think we should be doing well here, because somehow we should be able to organize a strong attack. We have as well this sacrifice, queen gets there, but it's not a checkmate, so maybe first to play the move h6 is making sense. We have this e5 idea somewhere. Let's see what is going to happen during the next couple of moves. Maybe just to take is making sense, because I don't know what he's going to take on g7 with a bishop. Okay, so now we have this bishop h4, I think. Let's go here. All of that is looking so dangerous for black in my view, because king is open, we have great pieces. So for sure we have good compensation, but if it is more than compensation, we will see. We will see, of course, how the game is going to develop. But it is quite a normal sacrifice what I did. It's not like something special, something very unusual. I don't think so. I think it was pretty normal. f6. Wow, this knight of 4 is looking so good. Just maybe I should play it. Knight of 4. Our guy here tries to be solid. Makes sense, yeah. Good play by our opponent. We are getting the last piece into the attack, so it's gonna be a very dangerous attack on the king of our opponent. And then we see. What happens. For the moment, our guy is playing sometimes strange play, but sometimes good play. So very unpredictable opponent. Couple of moves been really good, and couple of moves been not so good in my view. Knight on g5, dangerous, so dangerous. What happens if I play knight on g3? There is now takes, and then knight h5. It's almost a checkmate, so I don't know if this is a good play, because so dangerous. King on g8 will be under heavy pressure. This is what we wanted by sacrificing the rook on f6. What do we have in the chat? Queen on b4. Our opponent is not afraid of anything. How is it possible? How is it possible? I can go knight f5, I believe. Look at that. King is alone there. King is completely alone. I can go queen on g3 and the knight is under attack. Is it not just a win? I can also take and play knight on h5. I think this is also a win, if I'm not mistaken. So we can calculate together. Take, I go knight h5. What is the defense for black here? No idea. I think it is just a win. On the other hand, to take is also just queen on g3, I mean. Feels also just like a win, so hard to say what's better here, because both is looking winning. I don't see a defense. Also, we have this knight on d3, by the way, so just take, knight on d3, queen c3 is forced with take here. This looks also like a win. Wow, so many different options to win the game, so I think I'm gonna choose the simplest one, just to take on g5, because it is like super forced. It is like an option that doesn't give real options to our opponent, and I play knight on d3. Of course, knight h5 is winning, I saw that, but here we would like to grab the queen on b4, and in case queen goes somewhere, we play queen takes on g5, and look at the king. So this is why we sacrifice the exchange. We did it because king is so open. So with an open king, usually to survive is almost impossible. That's why we have to find the final winning blow. I think it is the move rook on f4, but we can also give a check and then play rook f4, which is also looking winning. What is a better choice here? I think rook f4 is just game over. Is it game over? I see no defense, so I am playing the move rook on f4. Next move is rook on h4. Seems to be a checkmate. The queen is trapped by our knights here on f5 and the knight on d3. This is looking like a game over. So we started quite a positional attack, I would say. And yeah, we are executing what we started. Check on h4. And it is a game over because now we have a checkmate in one move. I'm pushing the F button. This is usually what we do here on the channel in case we have a win in one. I give you a little chance to write down the winning continuations. I give you 20 seconds to find the next move of white. We have just a checkmate in one move. So I will be checkmating next. For those of you who found it, very good, because we have a beautiful checkmate here on g7 and checkmate. Let's offer a rematch, because I think it's always good to be fair. A rematch, yes, we have a rematch. Okay, so what we know about our guy, he's playing very, very quickly. I don't know what is this d3, maybe it is just a mouse slip, but doesn't matter so much. Position is going to be alright in any case. c3, a bit passive I would say. Let's see what happens next. d5, this is the usual way to play with the black pieces, of course. Now we fight for the center, because why not to fight for the center? And our opponent, what we know about him, he plays very, very quickly. This is what he did in the previous game, so we can expect him to play probably very quickly once again. So we have to be aware of time, and it is going to be a funny play, because now we have exactly the same, just reversed, except that the knights are a bit different. So this is like Philidor, but white is playing the Philidor, as you can see. Exactly the same, just reverse, so you can turn the board in the hat, and then you see that this is exactly the same. Rook e8, solid play, and we will be, the knight maybe goes to b5, but maybe not, so I'm not so sure. Let me play the move h6. h6 is a very, very useful play in these positions, because we're not allowing this bishop to be on g5, and this is good. In most of the cases, it is good. Knight on b5 is supporting this d4 play, so we have to be cautious with the move d4. Otherwise, black is of course doing well, so bishop e6, we're developing the piece. Next might be queen on d7. He's also provoking us so much into playing the move d4 somewhere. I don't know if this is a good idea, because it is too much of a provocation, but still maybe it is not working. And that's why we have to choose a different strategy, and the different strategy, we have a couple of strategies in this position. I like the move knight on h5 in many cases, because this knight on f4 is quite unpleasant, plus the move d4 now is getting powerful, the bishop is on e3. We have the move d4 with a tempo. Now, for example, we can play the move d4, but this move knight on h2, I don't know where is he going. So we can play the move d4, but it's not a must play, so we can think here a little bit what to play next. Now, what can we do here? Knight on f4 looks logical in most of the cases. It should be the right play here. Knight on f4. This d4 is also looking very good, so tempting to play the move d4. He is going to take, I'm gonna take, the bishop goes back. Maybe then the idea is to play the move f4, theoretically. Okay, let's go knight f4. Let's go knight on f4, because the knight on h2 is just doing bad. With a knight on f3, I'm not sure that I would play the move knight on f4, but now I think this is the way to play. Alright, welcome everyone here to the chat. In case you're enjoying so far the games, my comments, push the like button, and in case you're not subscriber yet, join us here on VChess in our very nice chess community. So, bishop on g4, he tries to change the bishop. This is not a bad idea, yeah, this is making sense. But I believe that still black is doing nice here, so we can let the guy take on e6, which would be normal. Or should we not let the guy take on e6, which would be also normal. We can take, or we can play the move h5 immediately. I don't know what is better here. Both is looking good. Maybe let's proceed with something solid, like the move h5, because he's forced to take on e6, he has nothing else, and my idea is just to take with a knight. Knight on e6 is doing very well, supporting the move d4, in many cases defending as well the pawn on c7, so quite a strong positional play, I would say. We have a calm position here. I don't know if black is doing better, perhaps we are doing a little bit better. Usually the move d4 should be played, so I don't know if we should play it, but usually it is a way to play, so let's go d4. Very solid play. The bishop probably has to go back because there is nothing else. Yes, he goes back, and now we simply play the move queen on d7, followed by the move rook on d8. Keep in mind that we would like to play the move c6, but for that we would like to remove the knight from c6 somewhere. At the moment we cannot do it, but all our pieces are in the center. We are ready to do something next. I'm not sure at the moment what, but let's see. So we get the last piece into the game, rook on d8. Looks good. And next, we will see. Maybe we would like to take on c3. Maybe we have this kind of f5 idea somewhere. Potentially could be dangerous for white because we are more advanced. So it feels like with black, we are actually playing like with white pieces because we are more advanced. The rook on e1 is not doing much. It was a bit strange that he chose to play the move rook fd1. Ooh, bishop on c1, but what is happening now with the rook on a1? I don't believe that this is a great idea by our opponent. Feels quite bad, I would say. Maybe even we can get the knight on c5. This I can do by playing the move b6 first. Or maybe we can do this positional play, bishop f6. Let's see what happens next, because I don't know what is his next play. That's why maybe bishop on f6 is going to be useful to put a king on g7. In a lot of lines, king on g7 will be doing very well. Maybe also somewhere we might be dreaming about playing the move g5 in case we need it. And I don't see the next move by our opponent, so it is more, again, a waiting play. We are not yet deciding if we're gonna play with the move b6, knight on c5. This would be logical, but to have the king on g7 is feels good, except maybe there is this trick. I have to be aware of the trick. Usually it doesn't work to play queen on d2 because now knight on f4, but still I should be cautious with the trick. That's why maybe it is time to get knight on c5. Is it? Looks good. Looks like a very solid play, so maybe I'm gonna play it. Knight is doing well on c5. In theory, we have this knight on b3 somewhere. So I don't think that this is a bad play. Maybe not perfect, but for sure, not bad. Knight on c5. Let's see if we can win potentially the pawn on d3 somehow. Maybe we are lucky and we will be able to do that. In case we win the pawn on d3, of course, this would be just fantastic. So step by step, we have a better position. We will be pushing here for a long time with the black pieces. Our opponent plays as usual very quickly because also the last game he played very fast. Rook on a3. Ooh, what is that? This is looking suspicious to put the rook there. What could be the next move by our opponent? Perhaps bishop on g5 to change the bishops. Even this, I'm not 100% sure. Can we somehow take the pawn on take the pawn on c3? Not sure. So maybe let's play the move b6. It feels so good. We are protecting the knight on c5 just in case. Maybe we should actually switch to the idea queen e7, rook on d7, and a rook on d8 to put even more pressure here. Oh, he gives us immediately to change the bishop. I don't know if this is so great, because also to take the pawn on d3 will be possible. And I don't know why he's doing that. This is looking a bit suspicious. I don't know if I can take the pawn. It looks like perhaps yes, maybe not. I'm not sure if to change it's such a great idea, but okay, let's take. We're gonna take on d3, And what is the play of our opponent? Because we would like to play knight on f4, so... Take, knight takes. So take, knight takes. What is the next move of white? I'm not sure. Maybe we're close to winning, but it is not like 100% sure. It looks like very good position, of course. It seems like there might be no defense. On the other hand, I'm not 100% sure. It's like, I don't know. It feels good, but not 100% sure. But I think it should be working. So we're taking on c3 by feeling it just should be working. Such a bad rook here on a3. He takes with the rooks. This is very surprising. And as well, this is not a good play because now the pawn on a4 is hanging. Rook takes, I think it's just a bad play. We can take the pawn, I think, and I'll see what is happening after. We can also maybe play this positional play, knight on b4, just trying to win the pawn. In the case of d4, I think I have the move c6. Is my calculation correct in this position? It feels to be correct, so... Also this, of course, is very good here. I don't know what is better. Let's go knight on b4, because I see absolutely no defense now for white in this position. d3 is going to fall, I think. We have knight takes a4 somewhere. We have idea of playing the move c6 somewhere. So many threats simultaneously. Usually you can defend from a couple of threats, but to defend from everything simultaneously is usually not working. I see Forrest here is also with us today. Welcome, Forrest. I see Grand Miner also in the chat. Let me see, who else do we have from the usual VHS community who is here with us. Cheers was first to greet. Alright, so I will be playing a couple of more moves because the game is still not over. We have to play a good game to win here. It looks like I can simply take with a knight. I don't understand why I should not take with a knight. We have the c6 to hunt away the knight first, but why not take first? We take on d3. Is there something that potentially I'm missing, or we just won the pawn on d3? Rook takes on d3. Wow, is this working? So I will be taking with a knight. He wants to take here, plays this knight on f4. Is it not just a win? Okay, let's see. Knight f4 next, because rook c7, we have the knight on f4. Looks winning. Rook takes on c7, we play knight on f4 as we thought, so queen is under attack. We have this queen on d1 check. Even if he gets a pawn on f7, this is not the end of the story, so even this is not like super dangerous. Queen on f3. Now is the question, should I play for a checkmate? Or should I just go for this kind of winning endgame? I think winning endgame is the right choice, but or let's say it is a simple choice. Queen on d1, why not to get just a winning endgame? Because maybe there is something better, but a winning endgame is enough to win the game. We should not search for more. You cannot win the same game twice, so it is enough. I think knight on e6. We are changing now the knight on g5 because there is nowhere to go. We could have gone as well f6, but knight on e6, more simple. We are following usually the same strategy when we have a winning position. We try to simplify, so this is the easiest way to convert usually a position with material advantage. Simplify a couple of changes and it's gonna be a game over. Now we have a clean exchange up here in this endgame. it should be enough to win the game in most of the cases, except of course we do some blunder or similar. Maybe there is this kind of knight on c7 idea, so just in case, I think I'm gonna play the move king on g7. It feels very, very safe to have the king on g7, no checks here, on the 8s, no nothing. And next we can start collecting the pawns of white by playing the move rook on d2, for example. Or we're gonna maybe collect the pawn on b3, which is as well quite a good idea, so I don't know. Let's see what our opponent is going to play next, but it should be enough here to win the game. Our opponent is playing very, very quickly, so rook on d3, cutting the white knight. No moves except knight on c7. But here we have the move rook on e7. Rook on b8, knight c7. Is it a dangerous threat? Well, I don't think it is a dangerous threat. He wants to give a check, and then there is nothing. So I think we can just take, or we can play the move rook on c6. Both is easy, so let's take. Let's take, because why not? And rook on c6, as we wanted, the knight is under attack, so he has to go somewhere, I guess, to d5 or similar. And there's absolutely no danger here whatsoever to the black king, so h4. And next we're gonna play this and this with a checkmate, so quite calm play. No rush here for black. We can do it slowly. We should only take a little bit care of our time. We have not so much time on the clock, but position is a winning one, so f4. Interesting. What is the idea of our opponent? I don't know what is his idea, so I think I'm just gonna take. And we can go here, I think. a4 is falling, e4 is falling. What is the chance here for white? I don't know exactly, so let me take. Next, I'm gonna take the pawn on a4. Of course, I don't need the pawn, but why not to collect the pawn? King is so safe on g7, no checks, no nothing. We're doing it for the moment. We are having a good game here, step by step. The a-pawn is going to walk very quickly. Here is a check, so we'll not allow him even one check. Why to allow him to give even one check? No reason for that, so... And next, as we wanted, okay, let's play maybe first a4, just to advance a little bit. And how to finish the game, because I think we should be able to finish the game. Maybe this is the easiest way to finish the game. Let's play rook on b4. No, we just take. And this is an easily winning position, because we're just promoting the pawns. There is no way to stop the pawns. As you can see, the pawns are walking. And that's it. Check. b3. Queen. Oh well, to play this kind of position is a bit unusual. I don't know why he's playing. Interesting. King is alone against all the black pieces. Ooh. Okay. So, I would say quite a decent win from us. Step by step, our opponent played very, very quickly, but not very strong, so we manage it step by step. Chess is a game of patience. In case you're enjoying the comments so far, push the like button and subscribe to our educational chess channel here on VChess. So, next game, let's go with the move knight on f3, because the last game we started with the move e4, so just to change, we go with the move knight on f3. And let's go c4. So we have this kind of English structures. Let's see what our opponent is going to play now, how he's going to put his pieces. So yeah. In case you have some questions, always ask them in the chat, but please let me see your questions, mark them or do something, otherwise I cannot read the chat. There's too much chat. If I would read the chat, then I cannot comment and play the game simultaneously. Sometimes I see our members writing something because they're in green, but the rest is very difficult for me to see. So, knight on d5. This is not a normal way of playing these positions, but I just play it because it's funny. And this is not a bad play, so it's not something super bad, or it's quite normal. We change one pair of knight, now we go with the move d3. Still, position is pretty symmetrical, but now it's not like completely symmetrical because knight on c6 against knight on f3. A rook on b8. Okay, let's go rook on b1 because I was not sure if I can play bishop h6. Maybe he could take, maybe not, I don't know. So rook on b1, there is no rush. Next play might be this a3 and b4, for example, or the bishop h6 play. Let's see what our opponent is going to play next. We will be adapting. Bishop on g2 potentially is better. So bishop h6, of course, it's good to have the bishop on h6. Maybe b5 is going to be the next play of our opponent, but not sure. I'm even not so sure if actually b5 is a good play, because the bishop is going to get so good here. But still, we should be maybe a little bit cautious with the move b5. So knight on d2 is something normal, or knight on g5 is something normal. But I like the move knight on d2 more. We get knight on e4 as well. The knight is now under attack here on c6. Quite a positional game. Quite a positional game, step by step. Bishop on d7, knight on e4, of course. We have the beautiful knight. Our opponent is getting ready to play the move b5. This is obvious. But maybe we can simply play the move b3 to prevent all the tricks there. So queen on d2, for example, first. Useful play. In theory, we have this idea of queen on g5, followed by queen on h4. b3. Everything as usual. We try to keep the solid center. No reason to give him anything at this moment. Maybe we are potentially doing now slightly better. Even though I'm not sure that we're doing slightly better, but we can pretend to be a little bit better. This knight on g5, queen on f4 potentially will be dangerous. If I get the queen on h4, just imagine, queen on h4, then we have the move knight on g5, so the pawn h7 is going to be pretty under attack. Queen on c7, he is not afraid. Why is he not afraid? If I go here, maybe the idea is knight on d4. Could be. Yes, this could be. So we play first the move h4. Let's go h4, h5. Let's switch the strategy a little bit, because he's also not doing much with queen on c7. h4 is useful play in a lot of different situations. So h4, h5 is gonna be quite useful. In any case, doesn't matter what happens next, h4, h5 is good. Knight on d4, a little bit as we expected. The idea is h5, probably this bishop on g4. In case we go e3, the knight goes here to f5. Okay, quite a solid play. Quite a solid play by our opponent. Maybe let's play first knight on c3, since he has a queen on c7. I don't know if this is actually a good play or a bad play, knight on c3. But maybe good, maybe bad. Let's see. Let's see what happens next. We have still more or less an equal game. So we have to be patient. e6. Good play. Good play by our opponent. Knight goes to f5. So I think we should be playing... I don't know what we should be playing. Maybe let's go back, because now the bishop is closed after the move e6. Let's go back. knight on e4, because now I have this bishop on g5 and the knight might go to f6 with a bit of luck. Of course, looks a little bit suspicious to play this knight on c3 followed by knight e4 back, but on the other hand, f6 squares under pressure now, so potentially we have bishop g5. He wants to go f5, not sure he wants, but maybe let's go first bishop f4. I would like to see how he defends now the pawn on d6. Again, it is a very, very positional game. It feels like we're just moving randomly there and back, and indeed it's a bit randomly, but a bit of sense is there. Now the square on d5 is getting weak, so maybe I achieved what I wanted. Oh, he takes, because f5, knight on c3 was the idea, d5 square. So here now, of course, with the bishop on d5, white is doing much better. This is a tough position here for black. This bishop on d5 is gonna be so powerful. Even we can play this immediately, so we got this opposite color bishop play. I think I like it. Let's see if he takes. Let's see if he takes. We will have much, much better bishop on d5 than the bishop on h8. And obviously, opposite color bishop positions, always better for the guy with a better bishop and with the guy with a better king. Actually, at the moment, white has a better king and the better bishop. So that's why I'm not afraid of knight takes g5. Alright, alright. So let's see. Okay, I've been just shortly reading the chat. Bishop on g7. I think we should just proceed with the move king on g2. This is very good. Always good to have the king here. Potentially f4, h5 is going to be played next. We have a slightly better play. And of course, it is a very calm position, so we can enjoy. We can also play the move e4. So there are no tricks, no nothing. I like the move of e4, even though it feels a bit pity, but maybe it's a good play. Let's see. If e4 is a good play, next we will be rushing with the move f4. So we have here the pressure. Also, we can just go back and play the move f4. I think it's easy to see that we have the much, much better bishop here. That's why it should be a slightly better play for white. Again, a positional game, step by step. Step by step, as so many games that we're playing here. We are not rushing to do anything crazy. Step by step. Okay, okay. Avocado wants to be a GM. Wow, Avocado, not easy. Not easy to become a GM. Big ambitions by Avocado. A rook, queen on d7, not a bad play. He goes for my bishop, but I'm gonna start, I think, the attack by playing the move f4. Next might be the move f5. I'm quite sure that white is doing better. I don't know exactly how much better are we here, but it should be better, so... f5, of course. Take with a c-pawn. This f5 pawn is so nasty, we would like to play f6, maybe. Then bishop h6 might be a checkmate, or maybe just a double on the f-file. I don't see any kind of counterplay. The only counterplay for black is to play the move c4, but it is so hard. The bishop on g7, really poorly positioned. Maybe our opponent is aiming to play the move f6, but even this is by far nothing special, so let's go maybe with the move rook on f2. Just to double up on the f-file, and then at some moment we will be playing the move g4, and it's gonna be a game over. Actually, to play the move g4 is also quite good instantly, because if he takes, we go play the move f6, and then h5, so quite a typical idea. b4. Oh, that's a bad play because there is nothing. There is just nothing here for our opponent. So let's play first rook on f1. There is no rush. And we are getting ready to play the move g4. We can do it now, or we can even prepare it. What is better? I don't know what is better, because both seems to be winning. We can also prepare to be even better here on the f-file, but I think this queen on e2 is just looking so logical. g4 is coming next. I don't see any kind of way to avoid the move g4 for black. So it's gonna be a checkmate probably quite soon. g4. Still, even after the move a4, there is just nothing. There is nothing here on the queen side. Should we take, or should we go with the move f6 followed by the move h5? Also just a checkmate, I think. But I think we can just take. Why not? Why not to do something simple? We're taking. I don't see a way for black to defend in these positions. Normally, we should be able to deliver a checkmate. Bishop on h6. Wow. How to checkmate our opponent in case we take. Is it not a winning position? Maybe not immediately. I can take, give a check, king goes there, play h5. Looks like a win, but then there is this rook on g8 somewhere. So it is not like immediately winning, yeah? I thought I'm gonna win immediately, but no. No immediate win, or maybe there is immediate win. Maybe it is actually winning, so I think it is winning. I'm taking first on h6. I give a check. And I believe this is a winning position because I don't see a defense here. My idea is to play the move f6 followed by the move h5, and I think that's it. We can also take first, play this rook on f6, looks also like a win. But let's consider the move f6. Is it not immediate game over? Also to play rook h1 looks like immediate game over. But this f6 followed by the move h5, is there a defense? Is there a defense? He wants to go rook h8 potentially to defend, yeah? Maybe. Maybe this is not like immediately over. Even it looks like it should be immediately over, but maybe it is not. Of course, we can take on rook f6. This position is a winning position, but I would wish to win the game somehow quickly, but I don't see how to win it, so I will be taking. Maybe I could have won quicker, but I couldn't find it, and I think the move rook f6 just finishes the game, so we're attacking the pawn on g6. Only way to defend the pawn is rook g8, exactly, and we will be getting ready to play the move h5. Maybe actually to play the move h5 immediately finishes the game. If he takes, I give a checkmate. And if he doesn't take, then I'm gonna take, and then there is this rook on h1. Yeah, this is over. It looks like over after the move h5, because I thought first I can play the move rook on e6, which is also completely game over, because the next rook is getting to f6, and that's it. But why not to win the game quickly in case we can? So h5. What a domination of the white pieces here. We have to be a little bit cautious on the g file, but I don't think there's a defense here for black, so it feels like it is just over. Zero counterplay for black in this position. White is pushing, black is watching. Usually in this kind of situations where you have a lot of time to win the game, to save the game becomes almost impossible because there is no rush for white. If something goes bad, we can always switch the strategy. Our opponent just resigns. Let's offer a rematch. I always like to offer rematches because it's fair. No, our guy doesn't like to play it. So let's go with a new game. Alright. In case you're enjoying my comments so far, push the like button. How many likes do we have so far? Just 40. Little likes, little likes. We have the move c4. Let's go the answer e5 and d6. Quite a solid setup here, by the way, for black. The idea is to get quickly the move f5. At g3, we have also this tricky h5. It is not a bad play. This is absolutely normal play here, because we would like to play the move h4, and this setup with the early g3. I mean, is it the best play to play the move h5? No, I don't think it is the best play, but it is possible play. And also it is not so common, so it makes the game quite interesting. Alright. Let's see what do we have in the chat. No, nothing there. No important questions in the chat. Knight on f3, good play to avoid this h4. So bishop e7, this is normal. We are continuing with the h4 plan, h3 to stop the move h4. Yes, this is possible, but it allows us now to play the move f5. So quite aggressive by black, but we would like to play the move h4. We would like to play the move e4. Let's see, let's see. So little bit aggressive play, might be not perfect, but it is an interesting position. d4 is a good play, but now after the move e4 there is no more knight on h4. This is a problem. Yeah, knight g1 is looking ugly. This is not looking like a beautiful play. Let's go h4. So now we are already in a position to play moves like h4. So yeah, this looks just very good here. We won the tempo on the move e4, and now we're capable of playing the move h4. So as well, the move h3 made no real sense. Well, of course, we're gonna take on g3, and next we should think how to get our pieces into the game. We have many ways to get the pieces into the game. We have also some beautiful sacrifices like bishop h4, but I think it is a bit too early. With white, we can be almost sure the move e3 will be played next. So, what should we do here? We have this aggressive play with the move c5, normal play with the move knight on f6. I think maybe let's go for the normal. Knight on f6 cannot be a bad play. Knight h5 is coming next, so solid play. We have a great position here with the black pieces. I would say that even maybe black is doing better here. It's not easy in the opening to get a better play, so I think even if we have more or less an equal play, it's already something very, very positive. All right. Bean is saying I earned my title fast. What kind of title, Bean? g4, wow, what is that? This is crazy, because now this bishop h4 somewhere might be just a checkmate. Why is our opponent playing something like this? g4 looks, to say softly, suspicious. Probably just a terrible play. So risky. What is the idea of white to take? No. g5? Don't think so. I don't know. Let me just develop the knight on c6. I could have taken as well. This would be also good, but why not to develop a piece? I don't understand this move g4 at all, because the knight on g1 has no squares to be moved to, so this cannot be a good play to play the move g4. Way too risky. If something opens, it's gonna be a checkmate. I have this fg all the time. The idea for white was to take the pawn on e4. He wants to get the pawn to activate the bishop, but Maybe now actually I should take, because he provokes me too much. This is a very, very big provocation by our guy. I think I will be taking, because it is too much. It is too much not to take. Knight on c6 is doing well, because we potentially would like to take the pawn on d4 somewhere. Maybe even we will be able to take the pawn on d4. Let's see, let's see. So, knight takes on e4. I thought I can take here on h3. I can also take here on e4. What is better? Not sure. I think to take on h3 is looking very safe, so probably to take is also very safe, by the way. Both is looking great. Let's take on h3. Alright, alright. Yeah, to become a GM, it takes you at least 10 years of hard work. It's not just 10 years, but 10 years of hard work. It's difficult to become GM. To become, let's say, FIDE master, it's way easier. I think to put a goal to become FIDE master is realistic, but to put a goal to become GM, it's a very, very high goal. So even if you do everything right, you might not potentially reach it. To become GM is difficult nowadays, yeah. Bishop on f3. I can still take the knight on e4. Should I take the knight on e4, or should I just develop my piece here? I don't know. Both is looking so good, but maybe I should take on e4, give the check, queen f6. Looks logical. This looks like a good play, I think, for black. At least a very, very logical play. On the other hand, if I go like bishop somewhere, even bishop f5 is not looking bad. What should we do next? What should we play next in this position? I think I will be taking that. Looks fine. And next, I like this short castle, by the way. I don't know if this is a must play, but it feels like a good play to do the short castle. Maybe first to give a check and then the short castle. I don't think it matters, so maybe first short castle. Bishop is under attack, so we will be trying to checkmate. Plus we have the extra pawn, could be useful. Plus we have this bishop on h4 idea, bishop g5 idea, depends what happens next. In theory, we have to be a little bit cautious with this bishop on h7, but in worst case, we have always bishop on f5, so I guess we are not risking much in this position with the black pieces, and probably we will be doing well here. Too much danger with a king on e1. Now this queen on h5 idea is coming next. Yes, of course. I do see this idea, queen on h5, so we have to prevent it. We can prevent it by many different ways. One of the simple ways is bishop f5, of course. As we spoke, this is possible. But then we have this bishop on d5 check somewhere. I didn't see this check, by the way. Yeah, the check is a little bit dangerous. We have to be cautious with the check. Can I go with a move this, then g5? Looks crazy, but maybe it's a good play. Let's see. Check. I guess there is just king on d2 because there's nothing else. And next I will be going with a move g5. It feels like we're opening our king, yes, of course, but on the other hand, there is just queen on h5 and we have this queen e7. So we're pretty safe there. We can also start with the move queen on e7, nothing wrong with that. So queen on e8 or queen on e7 here. It is not bad play. Also absolutely good. To take on d4 might be possible now, but this I am not 100% sure. To take on f4 looks also like a good play. So we have so many good options here to choose from, and I will be playing, I don't know actually, so many good options. Maybe it is simplest way to take here. Is it the simplest way? Or to play the move g5? What is the simplest way not to give our opponent any kind of counter chances? This would be the key. So maybe I think to take it looks the best, to be honest. I don't see any kind of response for white. So we are sacrificing the rook, but we are getting now getting rid of the bishop on f4, which is crucial. We have the bishop pair, and of course I hope that in case of taking we have the move queen on f6. The idea is that after bishop d5 check, king f8, we have the square on f8. It feels like a winning position here for black. Maybe our opponent is going to find something, but in case he doesn't, the game should not last very long here. Let's see. Next couple of moves will be decisive. Somehow today we're sacrificing for the second time the exchange. Today is day where we are sacrificing our pieces for a very dynamic play. Our opponent is considering different options, but what could it be except taking on f4? I'm a little bit confused because I don't think there is something else except taking on f4. So why is he thinking about it? I don't know. I think to take is a must play. There is nothing else. Bishop on d5 check. Wow. Very surprising move because he could do it later. And he allows me to play the move rook on f7, and I think I should play it because why not? In case he takes, this is a good position for me. In case he goes queen h5, I can play simple queen f6, and he's gonna take, queen h4. Is it something that is good for white or good for black? It feels like it should be very good for black, but maybe I should play still the move king on f8. Also, this is looking good, by the way. I don't know. I don't know what I should play here, so maybe still the move king on f8 because okay, let's play still king on f8 because it is the same. In case he takes the rook, I would like to go queen f6. I would have done the same after e takes f4 immediately, so this check in my view doesn't change much here. I wanted to give him this queen f6. We are aiming for the d4 pawn. In case I take the pawn on d4, it looks almost like a checkmate if I'm correct. Or is there a defense? Let's see. Let's see. For us, it would be great to get the rook into the game because then it's gonna be a checkmate 100%. So if we can get the rook somehow into the game, it's gonna be immediately over. Not so easy, but we have this bishop f5 and rook on e8 idea. King is on d2, so king is walking. Walking king. Walking king is difficult. It's usually very, very difficult. So according to my feeling, we should be doing very well, but let's see. Chess is always a fight. This is what is nice about the chess game. It is never over till someone is resigning. In chess, you can play a fantastic game, make a blunder, and that's it. So, quite a brutal game, actually. One blunder could be enough. Our opponent is down on 2 minutes. So, slowly, he has to play something. We would like to take the pawn on f4, and we would like to take the pawn on d4. So, we make a fork with our queen. Let's see what is going to be the next play. King on c3. Wow. Maybe it is a very good play, but it looks suspicious. King on c3 to have this kind of king. Wow, we have this bishop on f2 option, targeting the pawn on d4 even more. I think I'm gonna play it because why not? We are targeting the pawn. We can have this knight takes d4 followed by c5, so we have the spin options somewhere. I'm not sure that I will have to play it, but let's see. Let's see first what is gonna be played here by our opponent, and then we're gonna decide what happens next in case of knight on e2 or knight on f3. We will be developing our bishop here on g4. It's gonna be a pin, and we're still targeting the pawn on d4, so... hard. Very difficult to survive with the king on c3. In most of the cases, when you have the king on c3, it's getting super tricky. Potentially, maybe there are some options to be alright here with white, but it is always dangerous and difficult to play. Difficult to play. As we said, we play this bishop on g4, so we have the pin. Because we've been getting ready for this knight on e2 or knight on f3 play. Pin d4 is under attack. We can take it with a bishop, we can take it with a knight. So we have a lot of different options how to conclude our attack. King on c3. So alone, just 30 seconds left for our guy. He has to play quicker. If he will be not playing quicker, it's gonna be just a loss on time. 20 seconds left, he takes on c6, and I will be just taking back because now we have the rook on e8. This pressure here looks decisive. Rook on h2 makes sense, but I think I can take on e2, by the way. Take here, king on there. It should be a winning position for black in my understanding, but I think I can play bishop on e3 first because white gives the bishop. Such a beautiful bishop. Why should we give it? We bring the last piece into the game, rook on e8, and king is still on c3, so to save a game like that, I don't think it's possible. We can take on e2 and take the rook on g1, so it is a game over. Let's take the knight on e2. Next, we're gonna take the rook on g1, so we are finally ending up with a full piece up, and obviously piece up position. 5 seconds left for our opponent on the clock. What is he hoping for? I am not sure. Is there some kind of check? No, he wants to take the pawn, but there will be never perpetual check. That's why we can easily continue with a safe play. He wants to give a check. This is again not very dangerous. And usually when you see something like this, we have always this g6 play. So g6 is very, very strong because after g6, the king goes here and there will be never a perpetual. In theory, he would like to give a check on c8, but again, is it dangerous? No, it is not dangerous. We can even put our bishop here on b6 because there are no checks, there is no nothing. So bishop goes here, king goes here, everything is protected. He is playing so quickly, but okay, maybe he should have done it a bit earlier. Now it feels like it is a little bit too late here to rush the things. He keeps on fighting. Okay, why is he doing that with 2 seconds? I mean, just resign, start a new game. What is the sense of this pre-moving in 1 second? Wow, he continues pre-moving. What a superstar. We have a superstar player here. How can we make something funny in this position? I don't know, so I give a check. Can I just win on time? I think I can. Let's give a check. And where can I play that he loses on time? No. And he wants a rematch, but we will be declining because to play with 1 second against 2 minutes in a lost position, what is the sense? What is the idea of that? So let's go for the next opponent. To play this kind of game, you have 2 seconds against couple of minutes and piece down. What is the sense of that? There is no sense. Let's go now with the move e4. So next game, let's go. I see Sai. I see Sai in the chat. Yes, Sai, welcome, welcome. Sai, with our DJ here on the channel. Now d6, let's try the move bishop on b5. Let's play like Kamer did. Short castle, this is all normal. Let's go the move rook e1, I think this is the main. And let's go the move bishop on c4. I can also go bishop f1, this is the main, but bishop c4 is also funny, so let's try the move bishop on c4. Knight on f6, c3, and d4 is the usual idea. Let's make it happen, potentially. c3 and d4. By the way, for those of you who are new here to our channel, don't be shy, write your questions straight down in the chat. We have very good people here on the stream, friendly chat, so if I see a question, I will be answering it. In case not, we have many good chess players in the chat, and everyone is friendly. This is what is crucial here. We have very nice people, so don't be shy. Just ask whatever you think is interesting, and you will get an answer. So, what do we have in the current position? In the current position, we have central for white, but we have this pressure here. He takes on f3. Usually gf is the way to play, because if I take with the queen, knight takes on d4. I didn't want to give the pawn here on d4, because why to give the pawn? Let's be solid. Let's not give anything in case we can. And of course, it's gonna be interesting what is gonna be the next play by our opponent. I think to take is good. Why not to take? Take looks very good. In case he takes, this endgame is quite nasty, I think, for black. I don't think this endgame is a good endgame for black, so he takes. Interesting. Doesn't look so good, but let's see. Knight on c3, so I'm just developing my pieces. And the pieces of black are not yet developed, so we have the move bishop g5, for example. Try to get this kind of plus equal position at least, maybe even more. This could be nasty. Bishop on c5, so he's not afraid of the move bishop on g5. Why is he not afraid? Strange. I don't know why is he not afraid of that. So I will be playing the move bishop g5 because it looks like a very logical play here. I think he's forced to go for the endgame, but this is a nasty endgame. It is quite difficult to play this kind of endgames for black because you're under pressure. You have to play very good chess to be okay with black, and with a normal play, let's say, white is gonna push like forever here. That's why it feels like an unpleasant endgame. And in case you're not going for the endgame, then we have this knight on d5 coming next. So in both cases, quite unpleasant for black. Maybe even it's not like super unpleasant in the way computers would hold it, but for a human, it's just difficult. For a human, it's difficult to play positions like that. Avocado is back with us. Avocado, how are you doing on Sunday, and what are you doing on Sunday? I am just curious. How are your Sundays? Queen on c8. Wow, but I have this bishop f1 defense. This is so risky for our opponent. Is it a good play? Not 100% sure. Also, we have this knight on d5 somewhere. It might be just a crush. So, also I see now Michelle is here with us in the chat. Welcome to Michelle. Queen on h3. Is it dangerous or is it not dangerous? It doesn't feel like dangerous. We can play the move knight on d5 still, I believe. Looks okay. We can go with this bishop on f1 just to defend everything there. We can also play this one. Many options here for, but I think bishop on f1 is looking good. Why to allow him this queen on h3? Maybe I could allow him that, but there is no reason for it. Queen on c8 is doing pretty bad, so we have the idea of playing the move f4, for example, or just to take and get the knight on d5, then rook on c1. Knight on d4, are there some threats? I see nothing. Let's go with the move rook on c1. If our opponent is having no threat, let's hope that we can create some. Next we can go bishop g to f4, for example, or maybe we can go the move f4 instantly, which is looking nice here. Let's see. We have many good options with the white pieces. So yeah. I saw that 4 is looking powerful. I think let's push. Let's push the move f4. Now we would like to go knight on d5. Sorry. Knight on d5. What is happening with the mouse? Knight on d5, f5, queen a4 check. So many threats. Avocado is saying, normally I just have school on Sundays, but today I have a really bad stomach. Alright. Avocado, why do you have school on Sunday? Avocado, you're having school on Sunday? What kind of school is on Sunday? Wow. Again, we have this vegetable, the fight of the vegetables in the chat. Okay, let's continue with the game. So what do we have here? It is a mess on the chessboard, of course, but it feels like white should be doing here much better because we have relatively safe king. The king is still on e8. We have the bishop pair. We have so many tactical ideas which are connected. For example, with the move knight on d5 next. It feels like a great position for white here, but it is a tactical position. So of course, let's see what is going to happen next. According to my feeling, we should be doing very, very well, but it is a tactical play. In tactics, everything can happen. One miscalculation and it might be crucial. Why not to play the move f5 now? I don't know. Why not to play the move knight on d5 now? This is also what I don't know, because knight on d5 is looking like a crusher. I think it looks just winning. f5 is also looking very good, so we have options between winning and very good. So I will be going for the winning play because I don't see any kind of defense. Knight on d5. What is a defense for our opponent? Bishop on c5 is hanging. To take on d5 looks pretty bad. What could it be? Let's see if there is a defense, but hard to find. Hard to find. In case of knight takes d5, we have rook takes c5. This is number 1. Number 2 is just to play e takes d5. In both cases, in my view, we are doing much better with the white pieces. It's hard. It feels very, very hard to defend the position that we currently see on the board for black. White is just faster, plus we have the bishop pair. So this bishop pair is basically guaranteeing us that all the endgames are gonna be very, very good for white. So we have always like a double chance in case we're not able to give a checkmate or we're not able to win something big. We have this kind of bishop pair advantage that we can play for many, many moves, and probably at some point we will get a chance to be better and potentially to win the game. So yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens next. I think our opponent is under very, very big pressure here, as well as you can see. He is taking his time because it is difficult to play in this position. He played a normal game, but we are just 17 moves into the game, so the game is not long yet. And in my understanding, black is now really, really under heavy pressure here. Very difficult to play this position with the black pieces. Our opponent is really taking as well a lot of time. Just 2 minutes and 40 seconds left for our opponent in such a complex position. It means he will be playing very quickly next, and to play quickly in this kind of positions, it is difficult. Very, very difficult because so many pieces are hanging, so many ideas for white, for black. To play quickly is easy, but to play quickly and good is difficult. My idea was just to take, I think it is a win. Let's double check. I don't see anything, so I thought that I can just take here on c5, and I thought it is just a win. We could have taken the knight, but then queen takes, bishop g2. Yeah, it would be better for white, but I think this is just a win if I'm not mistaken, because the knight takes here is forced. I see nothing else, and then we will be taking with the rook on e5, and the knight on d4 is under attack by the queen, and I think it's gonna fall, so rook takes c5 feels safe. Not a very complex tactics, but little tactics here. Could I have done something else? Yes, of course, but this looks like a direct win. So if you see something direct that is winning, I would always advise to double check it, but when you feel it is the right way to play, then yeah, you are just taking. So knight takes on g5. What could be the idea of our opponent? In case we take here, he wants to give f3, so I guess I will be taking the g5, because why not? Let's double check. Let's double check if we are missing potentially something. Are we? He wants to go queen on d6, or what is the idea? I don't know. Okay, let's take. b6 immediately. This is working, but I have this queen takes d4, then I take. Ooh, nice idea by the guy. By the way, king f7 doesn't work. So take, knight on e7, king f7, I have rook c7, resignation. So it feels like we are winning. We are also winning with the move rook takes e5, because if queen takes, we have the check here. He takes, we will be taking, he takes. Yeah, it is a win. It is a win. But maybe it is not the simplest win. So I guess this is also, by the way, completely winning, because what is his play after knight on c7? I don't see a defense like at all. I think it is even easier to play knight on c7, yeah. A way to search for complex solutions when we have something so simple like the move knight on c7. Queen is under attack in case queen goes here, for example. Here we can take, I think. So there is even no good space for the queen to be moved away. Wow, he gives us a queen, but this is too much. This is too much to give a queen like that. This is not helping. Bishop on g2, we have the beautiful bishop here. So the game is over. Queen more, plus much more time on the clock. I think it is time for our opponent to resign in this position, because the chances of save it are almost zero, except I make a mouse slip or a big blunder or something similar to that. Next, knight on f3 is not dangerous. We can just play, for example, queen here, but he wants to go with a rook on f4. We can allow him to play this, but maybe a bit more simpler is queen on c1, defending the pawn on g5, attacking the pawn on c5, attacking the pawn on e5. Everything is under attack. Can we take here? He wants to give me a check. It is not helping much, but way to calculate any kind of lines. Let's play just a simple move h4. So safe. This is so safe. There is literally nothing black can do in this position to get any kind of counterplay. We have the move rook on f4. What is the idea of the move rook on f4? I don't know. I don't know what is the idea. So I can take the pawn on c5. Because why not to take the pawn on c5? Yeah, I think I'm gonna take. So we take the pawn. Our opponent is not resigning. He still have hopes. But what is the hope here? Let's just go away. We have the queen more. Queen more on the board, and just 40 seconds on the clock of our guy, but he keeps on fighting. So we have again similar situation to the previous game, and I'm wondering what is a idea for black to fight with a queen down 40 seconds against 4 minutes, because you don't have real practical chances as well. So This is a little bit strange. I don't understand this. Just resign, start a new game, so it is funny. But to play with a queen down, and of course there are some positions where you have some chances, but there are positions where you have no chances, and this is, for example, one of the positions where the chances are almost zero. Yeah, now he resigns. Let's offer him a rematch. Maybe he wants to play another game. I am not sure. No rematch. No rematch for... Okay, no rematch. What can I do? Next game, next opponent. Let's go. In case you're enjoying the game so far and my comments, push the like button. Let's get at least to 100 likes. Next game, we play against a player from the US. He starts with a move e4. Let's go with something strange. Let's go g6. Let's go g6. Usually I like to play more central openings, but as well, this line with g6, bishop g7, it is fine to play. I like to start first with the move c6. So we're flexible to play the move d6 or to play the move d5 potentially. It depends. It depends on the next play of our guy. He played the move bishop d3. Okay, now we can go with the move d6 because bishop on d3. I don't know if this is so great. I think black is doing more or less okay here. Knight on f6, simple play. Let's get the pieces. Let's get out with our pieces. Short castle. So white is doing slightly better, but white is having, black is having okay position. Just slightly worse. Very normal. Knight goes here. We have actually pretty symmetrical play, as you can see. We have this kind of King's Indian setup. He has a setup of, I don't know how to call it. Bishop on e3, it allows me to play the move d5. Usually the main idea for black is to play the move d5 in most of the cases. So when you are able to play the move d5, usually you do well with black, so we play the move d5. I don't know if this is the best play in case we play for a win, but this is like the best play from the perspective of the best move play. d5 is always important. In case black is capable of playing the move d5, black is doing well. And with well, I mean, we are pretty equal here. So it's not like, well, we are crushing or something like that. No, absolutely not. With well, I mean that we have more or less an equal play. With black to achieve an equal play, it's a good start of the game. Alright, what is Ernesto telling us? This is called modern defense. Maybe. Knight takes e4. Okay. By the way, I see in the chat there's this guy from the chess player from Vietnam, the Su Hao Chess VN. It is actually a Vietnamese streamer because he wrote me on chess.com just a message that he is also a streamer. It is quite funny because you remember we played against him, I think a mini match. I think we played 6 games, and actually he is also a streamer from Vietnam, but a very popular guy on TikTok, so you can check it out. E6 played by our opponent. It is a pawn sacrifice, but is it a good sacrifice or a bad sacrifice? Not every sacrifice is good. Also, we can just ignore it, which is also good. The idea for white is to take here and then to play this knight on g5, I believe. This should be the idea, but still, of course, black is doing well there. Just it's difficult to get a better play. So, e6, and maybe just knight on f6 could be an idea. Maybe to take is also feels like a good play. So black does well in any case. But what is the best play here for black? Let me think. Maybe it is to play knight of 6. So sometimes we should not be the greedy guy and play them of knight on f6. If I can collaborate with the guy, yeah, of course. Just write on chess.com, maybe some ideas of yours. We can play as well some match next time. Next time another match. Why not? So, knight on d2. So, now, bishop f5 to develop a piece. Looks solid. Maybe. There's this knight on f1. Not so easy to get a better play here with black. This is an issue. We have a good position, but to get a better play is difficult. Still, I think this bishop f5 is looking normal. So yeah, next time, because today's stream we have not so much time left. So in the next stream we can play against the Vietnamese streamer, yeah. So let's see what is going to happen next. We have the bishop here, and no, g4 is not the way to play. G4 is a bad play for white. Never play g4. Keep your king safe. Keep your king safe on g1. Don't open your king. Okay. So, our opponent, what he should do? I think he can just take. It looks like a solid position, I think, for white. Of course, black is doing alright here. No problems for black, but it should be approximately equal still here at the moment. So we are not so afraid of the next play. But let's see. Our opponent is taking quite some time. So in theory we have this rook on d7. This could be nice if the d file will be opening. So we keep it in mind, this idea somewhere. We should somehow get the rook on a8 into the game, because of course all the pieces should be in the game, otherwise it makes no sense. So yeah, let's see what is going to happen next. Knight on g5. Wow. Knight takes, bishop takes on f5, and this is working. Wow. Very interesting play here by our guy. A bit unexpected that this is working, knight on g5, because usually such moves are not really good for white. Too many pieces are hanging at the same time. So in most of the cases when a lot of pieces are under attack, sometimes you're just missing some tactics and then that's it. So we have rook on d7, like a normal play here. He wants to take and then to play bishop c4. Wow. But knight on g5, what a play, what a play. How is it possible? What can we do here? I think I should take. I don't think I have something better, so of course he's going to take. I see that. This is obvious. Why is he not taking? Now he takes. I will be taking. He is going to take on g5, so this is also obvious. And I think I should play the queen on d6. No, I should not. There is knight c4. Important not to blunder something. Where to put the queen? Here? Maybe. Feels a bit far away, but maybe. Let's go, queen on b6. So I have the attack here, and if I get my knight on e4, I will be doing very well. Just I'm not sure about the move queen on b6. Usually it is a risky play, but it is possible play, because we have knight on e4 coming next, and queen pawn on b2 under attack. So yeah, usually a little bit risky to put the queen far away from the king, but I thought that it is fine. Bishop on e3. I think I should put the queen on c7 now, a little bit more conservative. We have the move f4 coming next. We have the beautiful knight on e4. And this structure, it feels like it is not ideal, but in fact it is not bad. So it is like 50-50 structure. Could be not perfect, but it is fine because we have this monster knight here on e4. So it is not bad. Next, we have the move f4, like a potential play, and as well we have this king on h8 and getting the rook on g8, like a potential play. Maybe also it is not bad to get the queen to g6, but I'm not sure. Maybe c5, f4 idea. But then the pawn on d5 is getting shaky. Not so easy. Not so easy to play in this position with the black pieces. It feels like we have a good position, but it is just not so easy to play it. We have to play well in this position. What should we play here? I think king on h8 is looking good, because to get the rook on g8, it feels like just the right way. So yeah. Rook on g8 coming next. Avocado is saying played a 23 move game with 96.6 accuracy. Avocado, only Magnus Carlsen can stop you with such a level of play. Only Magnus. So yeah, rook on d1 is making sense, but he's playing unbelievably good game. He is so good, but I don't know, how is he so good? This is a question, because first he played not so well, but now he's just playing the best moves. Our opponent improved. Let's play the move b5, because I don't think I should give him to play the move c4. So we are blocking the move c4. We have this monster knight on e4, that's why I believe black should have a good position. But our guy, he is playing now very, very good chess. So let's see. a4, again, good play. a6. We keep the structure. We keep the structure for as long as we can. And rook on a1, also good play. Yeah, he is playing very, very strong. Very, very strong now. I don't think that we will be able to compete with the guy. Such a strong play. The problem, I need to play this because there is this rook on a7 coming next, so we had maybe nothing better. It would be, of course, good for black to keep both rooks on the board, but I did not see how to make it happen. So rook on f8. Our opponent playing fantastic game at the moment. Very strong. He wants to play this. Okay, so I think I will be able to play queen e7. Now knight on g5 is under attack. Let's see what is going to happen next. We still have the beautiful knight on e4. He just goes back. He just goes back like nothing happened. Why is he doing that? Is it a good plan? It is actually quite normal, because not much can be done here for both. I think I will be playing maybe also just a positional play, h6. It's gonna be useful to have the pawn on h6 and king on h7 in a lot of different lines, so just to wait a little bit longer. Bishop on d4, there are some tricks, I don't think so, so let's go here. King on h7 is gonna be useful. At some moment we will be playing the move rook on g8, just I need to wait for the moment when he stops to play like super strong. Because in case he can play at the level that he plays currently, we just don't have a chance to compete with him. Because he is playing unbelievably good game with the white pieces. Now he takes. Okay, what is the idea? Idea is knight on d4 and f3 probably. But this is looking a little bit risky. But maybe it is just working, so let's see. Let's see, yeah, he's playing like a machine. Because he sees a rook on here, f3, and I have this queen on g3, but for some reason probably it is not working. To be honest, I don't know why it is not working, but probably it is not working. We are playing against a machine. Such a level of play. Wow. What can I say except wow. So what can we do here to fight in this position? I think I have to play queen on g6, but let's see. If we're gonna survive, probably not. So it looks like we have no chance to survive in this game. Sometimes we're playing people that we just don't have a chance. This is not a 2371 he's playing. I don't know. I think this is a level of play that is too strong. Too strong. Such a strong opponent. Knight takes c3. What? What is that? Can somebody explain me what is the idea of taking and I take? Because it is or a genius or the guy cannot play chess at all. I don't understand it. Maybe that's a genius idea by the guy because something is happening there. I mean, the guy who plays so well, it is impossible that he gives us a knight in one move. I mean, like, no way. So I will be taking because I don't understand it. So I take the piece because maybe there is something, but I just don't get it. What is the idea of white? Why is he giving us a piece? What? What is that? Okay. So he gives us just a piece for fun. Interesting. This is interesting. Now we have a piece up position. Which means not so much, actually, because when you're playing somebody who is reminding you very, very much on Cyborg, a piece up is still not enough in most of the cases, by the way, just for you to know. Piece up is very, very difficult still. Maybe you saw the match of Nakamura against the Engine. And Nakamura started, I think, with a piece up plus something else, and Nakamura scored just a couple of points, which have been fantastic. So something more is usually not enough when you're playing an Engine. Queen on d2. I think we should play this, but then he wants to give perpetual. What is it? Wow, it is perpetual. Unbelievable. So I will be playing. What to play here? Should I give a check? Should I give a check? He cannot go, so he must change the queen, yeah? Okay, let's give a check, because I'm lucky that he has to change the queen. He has nothing else. And let's see if we can win this position, which is, of course, a winning position. But again, the situation that I described, to win against an Engine is almost impossible. So let's see. Let's see if we can win the game. Probably not, but maybe we are lucky. And of course, after the current game, we will be never again playing this guy, but let's see if we are lucky enough to win the game here. I think the chances are small. The chances are small, but let's see. Because at some moment, it is always the same. He's not able to execute the moves fast enough. And then we will get a chance. So, till he has a lot of time, he will be outplaying us so easily. But later, we will be potentially coming back when he has little time. Then we will be pushing. So 1 minute and 30 seconds for our opponent. Still a lot of time, so... Still a lot of time here for our opponent, so we have to be very, very cautious, of course. Can I play this one? Let's get the pawn on f3. If we get a pawn on f3, we should have very, very good winning chances. So I thought I have this rook here. Here. If we get the pawn, we're gonna win the game, probably. So... Oh, he missed also the move rook on g5. Yeah, now we are winning. Because we will be quitting here. So, what is the easiest way to do that? Maybe this. And queen is coming, so we are winning the game. And actually now you see that he's playing very, very poor moves. So this is always a sign. Once these people are running out of time, then the things are getting easy. Now let's first eat the pawns. And next we will be just giving a checkmate. He keeps on fighting. We have another fighter here with a queen down. Oh. Are you serious to fight with a queen down? And yeah, he continues fighting. Okay, so let's give him a checkmate. And of course, we will never play the guy again. So we will block him. Okay. Not an easy win. Not an easy win, but it is a win. Let's go with the next game here. Next one. Oh, we played. I think we played already this opponent, if I'm not mistaken. Did we play him? I think we played this guy here already. So, yeah, 100 likes. We got to 100 likes. So, let's go. D4. Once again the same. Once again the same. Now a little bit different with the move C6. Queen on A5. It's a bit strange to put the queen here. So bishop on D3, this is normal. And short castle. We play very, very solid, as you can see. Very, very solid. We're keeping the center alive. Just H3. Let's ask the guy, do you want to take? No. No taking. Then we have this G4 idea. I think maybe even we should play it right now. It looks pretty good for white in my view. We can also play something else, but G4 is looking funny. Let's go with the move G4. Why not? Just to have an interesting game. We have this knight on H4 idea. This is normal. And maybe first take or not taking. Okay, let's go knight H4. Let's go with a normal play. Knight on H4. I don't believe that he has some tactics. He's not even looking for tactics. In his case, I would double check. But our guy here is not even looking for tactics. Very quickly played the move knight on D7. I think I'm gonna play this queen on F3. Just to have this complex position here. So yeah. Alright. Against the Vietnamese streamer, we can play tomorrow. Today, no more time to play. Tomorrow, we can play a match tomorrow if you like. Just write me on chess.com and we can play tomorrow. I will be streaming tomorrow same time, starting 9 PM Dubai time, so we could play a couple of games. Okay, H5. Opening the H file is looking normal, so we should be cautious here with white. We have to be a little bit... We can take on G6 somewhere. This might be good, but some tactics going on in this position. How can we avoid the tactics? We cannot, so we have to take here on G6, or we play the move G5. G5, knight goes back. The problem is it's quite difficult to keep the pawn G5 alive. This is the issue. We can do that by taking on E5, but he's gonna take on G5. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's go. Let's go with the move G5. Let's take a look if we can make it happen. Not sure. So my idea is to take on E5 because maybe he has no good piece to take with on E5. But maybe he can take with a knight on E5. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what is going to happen next. Maybe all my play is just terrible here because it looks terrible by the way what I'm doing. I think I could have done way better than to play like this. But maybe it is still alright, so let's see. Let's see what happens next. Hadi is saying, if I ever gave a checkmate with knight and bishop, probably, yeah. Probably, I don't remember exactly, but probably. But it is very easy. It is very, very easy to give a checkmate with a knight and bishop, so this is not an issue. Avocado is a barbecue because he's on fire, yeah. Avocado with an 8-game win streak, yeah, too strong. Avocado is too strong. If you see you play Avocado, just quit the game. He's too strong. You cannot fight Avocado in such a shape. Alright. So, what do we have here? Bishop takes. My idea was to take on g6 and play the move f4, so let's go for it. I'm taking on g6. I think to take is must, and I wanted to go with the move f4. Maybe even we can go with the move h4, but why not to play the move f4? Looks normal. We are attacking the bishop on g5. If bishop goes away, we take the pawn on g6. So, in case I manage to take the pawn on g6, this is going to be a much better position, obviously, for white. So, after the current game, we will be having our usual game of the day against our here VChess members. So, what do I have? I have today, I think, one of the first to greet us. But also we have a lot of people who are, I think, potentially here, but maybe they are not here. This is an issue. I'm never sure who from the members is actually here and who is not. Because there are a few members that I would like to play a game with, but I just don't know if they are here. We have some secret members. By the way, now the position on the board, just a little discussion about the current position. Of course, it is much better here for white. And we have different ways. We have this e5, typical way, just open everything, give a checkmate. Or we have the move d4 followed by the move e5, slow play. There is knight f8, but then we just go away, the e5 is coming and should be almost winning. And some players, they like to win by force. Some players, they like to push slowly. So let's say somebody who is tactically very strong would play the move e5, I believe. Because we have this kind of push, very strong push, and probably, yeah, we will be able to win the game. And in case somebody's tactically or usually a little bit more cautious, he will play the move d4. I like to play the move d4 here, because I believe I give zero chance to our opponent. Plus, I have the move e5 coming next. I'm not afraid of something because I don't see threats. Maybe there is a threat, but I don't see it. So it is like a guarantee that we are doing better, and maybe we will be winning. Let's see how the game will be developing. So queen on g2 back, e5 still on the way. All right. g6, and as we planned, e5 is coming next. So, because I don't know who from the members is currently in the stream and listening to us, first is Ernesto, let me know if you're here, and then is Bean. Bean escaped a lot of games on the last streams, so Bean, let me know, and Ernesto is first, then Bean. If one of you still here, because I saw Ernesto and Bean both in the chat. Bean is here with us. All right. Ernesto probably not any longer with us. So Bean, if you want to play next game, 10 minutes unrated, please. Challenge me after the current game. Let's first, of course, finish here with a good result. The king on e7 is doing really badly. We should play the move f5, d5, something like that, just to push and give a checkmate. Is usually the right play. So maybe the move d5 is a good play. Maybe the move f5 is a good play. Also, this knight on e4 is, by the way, looking also very powerful because black cannot move here. Black has not so many moves in this position. How can I checkmate? I like the move d5. I don't know why. I like the move d5. Let's push. Let's bring the last piece into the game. The king is still on e7. It's very hard for the king to run away somewhere. King can run, but king cannot hide. So yeah. Bean is saying, sure, okay, so the next game is gonna be against one of our biggest supporters here on the channel. It is Bean. And also, Bean is an expert in making coffee. The master, or better to say, the grandmaster of coffee machine. Bean is an expert. If you have some questions regarding coffee, you ask Bean. If you have some questions regarding chess, you ask me. But any questions regarding making a cup of coffee are going to Bean. Maybe he's gonna tell you his secrets for free, maybe not. You have to negotiate with Bean. Bean is funny. Bean is saying, I've been on a huge losing streak, but be careful. Yeah. Bean, I will be putting my 100% of my attention, because I know Bean is one of the most aggressive players we have here in our VChess community. Sometimes I was not even sure if Bean knows actually that the pieces can go backwards, because Bean is just pushing. He is pushing and pushing and pushing. Bean is a machine. Okay, so c5. Let me also try to play like Bean. Let me bring my knight to a beautiful square on e4. I am attacking the d6 pawn. Plus, of course, the pieces here of white's also beautiful. If I can take the pawn on d6 with a knight, not a bad idea as well. So yeah, let's see. Knight on d7. Our opponent tries to get back into the game, but I think I'm able to take the pawn on d6, and of course, why not to take the pawn? Now we are already a pawn up, plus we have this beautiful knight on d6, still the king on e7. Yes, it is not the fastest way to win the game, but it is pretty safe way to win the game. And sometimes a safe win is enough, so it depends probably on the playing style. Some people prefer to try to be this very, very dynamic in the way to win the games. Personally, I think you cannot win the game twice, so just to win it once in a safe way is enough. Rook on c1, we're getting our last piece into the game. I always like to do that, so I also would always advise you, bring your pieces into the game, put it to safe positions, and king on h1, the last move. So king is now in safety. We have this queen on g6 idea. Now, of course, he stopped us from doing it, but it's alright, because we have many other nice ideas here for white. For example, the move rook on c4, I think I'm gonna play it. We are attacking the rook. Somewhere the move f5 might be deadly. Maybe next, actually, the move f5 is winning the game, because if he takes on e5, we take here, he takes d6. Yeah, that's completely winning, by the way. So, do we have something more simple than the move f5, or is it time to play it? Also, the bishop f2 is looking so nice. So nice. The move bishop on f2. I like bishop f2's. Yeah. This is huge. Bishop on f2, by the way. Such a nice play, because in case he takes, we have this check somewhere, or we take first, and then we have the check. So we are getting rid, basically, of the last defender that black has on the board, and it is a bishop. So I think maybe even simpler is to take with the rook. Next, we have this queen on g5, and it is a game over, so maybe even we can bring the rook to e4 next in case we want. I don't know if we should do it or we should not do it. G5, wow. This looks... How does it look? It looks like black is not going to survive here for much longer, I believe. Let's go queen e4 to put the queen in the center, plus we have this little check coming on h7. And of course, I would love to play the move f5. Triple pawns in the center. Triple pawns. Of course, I had many ways to win the current game, but let's see if this is enough. It should be enough. We have the triple pawns walking just for fun, or should I give a check and win the queen on a5? I don't know what is better. Okay, let's win the queen. Let's win the queen. This is going to end the current game. I hope Bean is ready. Bean, are you ready? Bean probably made some kind of triple espresso for himself. It feels like Bean is always playing with a triple espresso. I don't know why. Rook on g7, rook on f7. Yeah, he makes a bit of fun here. And now we can win the queen, or we can give a checkmate. I think let's give a checkmate. And that's it from the current game. All right, let's go. The next game is against Bean. Where is Bean? Your challenge. Grand Nobito is Bean. I don't see Grand Nobito for the moment. There are so many challenges. I cancelled few. I hope Grand Nobito Bean not. Grand Nobito, Bean, can you send me please the challenge? 10 minutes unrated. Maybe I quit your challenge by accident because there have been so many. I cannot see all the challenges. There are so many sometimes. So, next game against Bean. Alright, I see the challenge. Let's go. Warm support, of course, in the chat for Bean. Where is a big support for Bean? Grand Nobito. Let's go. e4, e5. Solid play. Against Bean, I have to be very solid because Bean is going to attack me with all he has. He does it every time. And in case you're enjoying the games and my comments so far, push the like button, subscribe to VChess, to our educational chess channel. On VChess, well, we have also, I think, quite cool shorts. They are funny, and some of them are good. So you can check them out. Bean here with Italian game. Everything is normal. Bishop e3 is not very normal, but it is not a bad play, so everything is fine for the moment. c3. This is possible, but it is better to play without the bishop on e3, because now I have the option of playing the move d5. This is the issue. In case you're setting up this structure, you must always be aware of the move d5. d5 is tricky. Now black is doing better in the center already. And bishop e3. Why bishop on e3? Not perfectly placed, so yeah. All in all, not a bad game for the moment for Bean, just the bishop e3. It was not really needed. But the rest is fine. The rest is fine. And of course, welcome everybody who is new to our channel. Bishop on g5, second move with the same piece in the opening. Usually not the best choice, but it is again not so bad. But now I'm able to take on g5. For the moment, Bean is not yet in trouble, because in case I take on g5, Bean can take here on d5. That's why I will be playing the move knight on f4. So I continue attacking the knight on g5, and knight on f4 is doing very well. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see what happens next. The knight on g5 is under attack. So short castle, no, Bean. Bean is not paying attention. What is short castle? No. That's pity. That's pity for Bean. He played not a bad game, but short castle, this is not good, because now black is able to take the knight on g5. Oh, Bean missed it. He should have been much more careful. This short castle is losing now the game, because queen takes g5 is possible. Bean should have thought a little bit longer. Too quickly executed. Yeah. This is, of course, now quite difficult for white here. Black with an extra piece. So we have this queen on g5, knight on f4. So yeah. Yes, so how, yeah, I see we can play tomorrow. Tomorrow is possible. Tomorrow, 9 p.m. Dubai time, we can play a couple of games. If it is alright with you. Today, this is the last game for today's stream, but tomorrow, 9 p.m., we can play on chess.com. Okay, let's take a look. What do we have? I'm bringing now my last piece into the game. So yeah. Okay, alright, tomorrow, 9 p.m. See you. Wish you a great evening. Knight on d2. Bean is developing, but without a piece, it is always so hard to fight. So I will be taking now on d3, because my rook here on d8 is well positioned. Bean just made this kind of mistake in the opening to play twice with a bishop. So in most of the openings, don't play twice with the same piece in case it is not like really necessary. And then the position got difficult. So knight on f3, actually good play by Bean. I like it. Knight on f3, it's getting quite tactical here. But I have this queen on f5, so the knight is attacking the rook on e1. The rook from d8 is defending the knight on d3. So takes, I'm capable of taking now on d3, attacking the queen, and simultaneously we are attacking the knight on f3. So it is not easy here to fight with the white pieces. So yeah. Why Bean is always giving a piece? Yeah, sometimes Bean is giving us a piece, but usually Bean is sacrificing the pieces, because Bean is usually very aggressive. I still remember the Sicilian games against Bean. Bean just went to sacrifice an knight on f7 almost instantly. So Bean is usually very aggressive. This we know. Alright. This double attack here on queen on d1 and the knight on h4 is being played by Bean. Good choice, but still I can take the queen on d1. And the problem is that in case white is gonna take my queen on f5, and probably there is nothing better, I will be taking the rook. Oh, Bean, why you don't take the queen? Okay, of course, after taking queen, still position is last, but usually to take the queen is the best choice. To keep the queen on the board, and the queen is gonna now attack here everything. It is not possible. Queen down is even worse than being a rook down or two pieces down with a queen down. It is basically over, so yeah. Alright. Queen on c2. Queen is gonna eat all the pawns. As well, I have a different plan here. I can try to activate my knight by playing e4, and the knight is getting to e5, and potentially we will be playing for a checkmate. So, not easy for Bean, but it is always looking like that, but actually Bean is not playing so badly. So, I said to Bean many times that probably he's playing better, that just he's rushing sometimes the things. He should stay more calm, but otherwise Bean is not so bad. I remember first game when we played, Bean been much worse than now. Just sometimes Bean is rushing the things, yeah, rushing the things a little bit too much. Bean, maybe not enough coffee in the current game. Alright, Bean, in the beginning you played twice with a bishop, so this was not the best here. Bishop e3, first of all, is not the best in the Italian game. Just do the short castle, this will be the main theory. And of course, bishop g5. In general, don't play with the same piece twice in the opening, it is not the best. So of course, now black is doing better, and still you should have moved the knight away. Because after giving the knight, there are obviously no chances to get back in this position. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the current stream. I will be back tomorrow with a new stream already on Wednesday. I will be going to Hong Kong, so I will be streaming hopefully from there, and then is coming the big tournament. I will be updating you on that. In any case, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you join us tomorrow 9 p.m. We're gonna play a couple of games against a Vietnamese streamer, so it's gonna be funny. Thank you very much again for watching, and hope to see you tomorrow. Wish you still a great Sunday. Tomorrow, Monday, new week, new luck, new success. Thank you very much for watching again. Thanks, and see you tomorrow.